I think in some ways teenagers are still the way they've always been. I mean, when I was a teenager, I wanted healthy relationships. I wanted somebody to love me. I wanted to love someone. That hasn't changed. What's changed, I think, in the biggest way is that students are so bombarded by media, the media presence, sexual images, pornography, and that's made a huge impact on our kids, social media. And I see them really struggling to figure out who they are in a more difficult way than I remember feeling when I was a teenager.
When I first heard I was going into the Education for Lifetime, it just, I was not looking forward to it. I was very nervous. I just felt like it was going to be a really awkward class, and it was not something I wanted to step up and deal with. And then after about, 15 minutes or something, I finally kind of started to feel a little bit more comfortable, just because the lady who was teaching us made it seem like less intimidating.
They are still worried about impressing one another. They're still worried about whether or not their mom and dad are going to be happy with them. They're worried about whether or not they're measuring up to the media images that they're seeing. It's hard, and I see a lot of students struggling with depression, anxiety, self-harm, because they're not sure who they are. And that's part of why we made sure to continue having the class available to our students, because they need to be able to address those issues in a personal way, but they also need to hear the truth.
It was just important for me to realize that, I do have a choice in what happens and the things that I decide. I guess I would encourage teachers and everything to encourage kids to realize the fact that they have a choice on what they want their future to look like. They have a choice whether they want to go off and party all day long, or whether they really want to think about what they're putting themselves into. Everyone has a choice, and even the slightest mistake of a choice can hurt you. So I think it's just a matter of really thinking on the decisions you have to make.
To be able to give them an opportunity to be better informed, and then also to know that they don't have to make the same decisions again, that they can change, that's empowering. And I've seen students in the classes who I know have gone through tough times realize that they don't have to continue in the direction that they've been headed.
As I went through the program, I definitely realized my value more. It made me think that, maybe I am more valuable, and maybe I really should think about taking care of myself.
Education for a Lifetime starts their classes building the student up as a person, as a whole person. When it starts off talking about them as a whole person, and they realize that they're a person of worth, that they're hearing that from other adults, that they're hearing that from their peers, that they're hearing that from the teacher of the class.
I think this program is great for every student, because more students, and especially the generation now, they need to understand and they need to hear it. Younger and younger students are getting involved with this kind of thing, and they don't realize this stuff until they get to high school. And so I think it's just a very important thing to discuss and to let the kids of nowadays realize and understand and learn.